March 2020 was an incredible time.
Something is coming. Something hungry for blood. What is it?
I couldn't be out in the community because there was no community to be out in. Duke was incredibly concerned, as all the hospitals were, that they were going to be, overrun with patients who weren't going to be able to serve them. They didn't have masks. And of course, there was no vaccine. I mean, you remember what it was like.
The earlier we act, the better our chances of success in reducing the spread of this virus and of saving lives.
Do you like my leopard mask?
I was home every night. I used to be out every night. I was home every night. It was tremendously stressful. Other than those people who had, incredible health crises in their families and people died, I think our school children and our teachers suffered the worst.
It was a scary time. We didn't know what was going on. If you get to the fall of 2020, you have the election that also comes. You have George Floyd and the uprisings that came along with that summer. We switched all our meetings to Zoom pretty quickly and started having really long and robust conversations around public health and different things that students might need. But I do remember at the very beginning, it was kind of like, we don't know, like, I'm not sure, but everyone stay at home, make sure that students are safe, and then figure out what happened from there.
I thought we would be back 4, 5, 6 weeks at the most. And 3 weeks turned into 6 weeks, turned into 12 weeks, turned into the rest of the school year. The closest I was to quitting my job was when we were doing school online. And I love teaching. This is my 22nd year in teaching at this school. And online school almost broke me. I didn't feel like I was reaching any student educationally. I wasn't able to see most students because they physically had their cameras off. I felt like oftentimes I was lecturing into a void. Students were depressed and anxious. I think we will, without question, feel the effects of COVID for current elementary school students that will be in high school years from now. I think that is ultimately going to be a domino effect as they go to middle school, as they come to high school. I don't believe that we have authentic programs to rebound from COVID that might get students back on track, largely because of inequities in public schools. And I think those became much more glaring during the pandemic.
Families that have means and resources were really able to find different opportunities for their students to engage, and families that didn't have all those access and those means were kind of left behind in some ways.
It's locked. What?
I think we realized in having schools closed, there was good that we were keeping some people safe, but there was harm that was also happening to some of our students.
I've talked to the school board members, and I know how they agonized about what the right decisions were and what would have been the exact right time. Should it have been 3 months before or 3 months later? I don't know. That'll be debated forever.
In March, I think, of 2021 is when we decided we're going to bring all of our students back in person. Durham was a later district to do so, and we did a slow rollout, so every student didn't come. Families could opt in. I will remember this like it was yesterday. I was at Southwest Elementary, and some little ones got off the bus with their little masks on and their little book bags, but they were so excited to be back and to see their teachers. Everyone was doing their fist bumps or air high fives, and it's like, okay, this was the right decision.
It was clear everybody was behind, but we at least collectively had a face-to-face experience, collective conversations, honest conversations, and it took 4 days, and this is true, it took 4 days face-to-face for me to realize everything that I loved about my job. And it was kids face-to-face, having discussions, being able to see them, and it's hard to explain. It was just different. I wasn't talking into a void. I could engage with students and build relationships that were not real in any way online. And it really did. 4 days back, I had the moment of, oh, this is what I love about my job.
We really care deeply about our kids and our educators here in Durham. And so thinking about how we could do best by them was always kind of the guiding light for our decision making and the star that we looked for. And I'm really appreciative of how the community, this DPS community, really came together around how do we do this and do it well.